Hi everyone, and welcome to the Conflict Resolving Network. I'm Dr. Adam Lodzinski. For those of you who are new to the channel, just a few words about me. I am a psychology professor at the Adler Graduate Professional School and a conflict resolution specialist. For about 15 years or so, I've worked with hundreds of people and helped them in all kinds of relationships resolve their conflicts with the people who matter to them the most, whether these are romantic conflicts, family conflicts, friend conflicts, or workplace conflicts. Now, in this channel, I aim to share with you what I have learned. And it's also, of course, what I have learned is also in my book. I definitely invite you to check it out. The other thing that I want to accomplish in this channel, of course, is not only help you improve the relationships with those people who matter to you the most, but also when you've resolved these, whatever conflicts that you have or have had, you are in a better place. You're further ahead. You're not exactly at square one again. Your relationship has actually been strengthened. Now, what I want to talk about today is the fourth of the four essentials of conflict resolution, namely responsibility. So you may recall the four essentials are loss. Somebody's got to lose something as a result of what the other person said or did. There's got to be intent. The other person had to mean it. There has to be a violation, and whatever that person said or did had to be a violation of the rules of your relationship about how you're supposed to treat one another. And now responsibility. And basically what that means is that whoever did whatever they did or said can be held responsible for it. Now, sometimes it's pretty obvious that they're 100%, whoever it is 100% responsible. It's entirely, frankly speaking, their fault, okay? It isn't, however, necessarily the case each and every time that something that someone said or did which caused the conflict can be, well, basically blamed entirely on that person. Now, how is that? Well, number one, there could be extenuating circumstances that you don't know about and that ought to be talked about. There might be pressures that that person is under that need to be talked about, that in effect have sort of triggered them to say or do whatever it was they did. And those influences, those pressures, could have some bearing on whatever it was that transpired. Now, the classic case there, of course, is when somebody's told by their boss to go and do something which creates a loss and a conflict with someone else. So the blame may not be 100% on that person, but shared, I suppose you could say, between the boss and that person, or in some cases entirely the boss. Now, so that's just one example. Now, another thing that can happen is that we know that we can expect certain things. This goes back to we've talked about violation and having rules and guides and standards and boundaries and all that stuff. Once those are well understood, more responsibility for the action that person took can basically be laid at their feet. So that's a factor. The third thing that I think needs to be looked at, because this can often be a very subtle kind of thing, is what we can expect from, say, a 4-year-old versus a 40-year-old. Now, when a 4-year-old has a tantrum and throws stuff, we can probably tolerate that a little easier than if a 40-year-old has a tantrum and throws stuff. Okay, we can sort of expect more from a 4-year-old than a 40-year-old, and we can expect a 40-year-old to take more responsibility for whatever they've said or done than a 4-year-old. So there is that to consider as well. Now, Sometimes, though, in conflicts, there can be a sharing of the blame between the two people that had this conflict. Now, perhaps you've had this happen to you, where in the end you kind of say, you kind of reach this point in the communication and in the discussion where, you're working. You're doing great. This conflict seems to be getting resolved as you talk it through. And you come to a point and you say, well, I guess I could have, said or done this differently too. And when the two of you can sort of say that, you've got this lovely opportunity to dissipate the conflict quite a bit. Because when you can share the responsibility for what happened between the two of you, maybe, it's 60-40, maybe it's 70-30, maybe it's 50-50, whatever it is, if it can be shared, then that particular channel of communication is eased up a little bit, opened up a little bit, and can allow the two of you to come up with a compromise around who's at fault. And that can be a beautiful thing, and that can help the resolution of many, many, many conflicts. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it at that. We will be revisiting this fourth element, this fourth essential in future videos, and tying it all together as we progress in this series and this channel. So I hope you found these observations helpful. I hope that you, if you did, you get a chance to share and like and subscribe. And of course, if you have a specific question that you'd like to have me answer about a situation, if I can, I will certainly do that and create a video in answer to that, if I can. Okay, so take care, everyone, and bye for now, and we'll see you next time.